We honor rising, Liberia, Republic of Liberia, glorious land of liberty. Republic of Liberia, glorious land of liberty, shalom be ours. Listen to this one.
And we shall shout at life. The Lord star forever, the Lord star forever. On land may flow, on land the Lord see. This servant Lord never abhor it forever. And shout for the Lord star.
State of the Nation coming to you via radio and online screening. That's Real TV, technology up to date. Good afternoon and welcome. We're back on your radio on this Monday afternoon, August 2, 2021. It is the second day of August. My colleague and I are here up to 5 o'clock. Value added to this production. You're catching us across the world. Courtesy to the Chief Executive Officer and executed by the Director General. My name is Christopher Kolobasia Fasali. I'm on your radio and ably represented or ably assisted by Magdalene Finda Sa, fresh from Nimba County. Hey! How are you, Mark? How are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
It's good to be back from Nimba. Yes, and it was so refreshing being out there.
No, you're being in Nimba, a lot of people overlooked you, really. But the way you demonstrated in the workshop, even the CEO was so upbeat. He said, wow, man, the topic alone, women's advocacy and youth empowerment at workplaces. Man, you can't see the get display. Oh, this guy was exceptionally up to date. Thank you so much. And what are some of the, no, I don't want you to tell me, but I know what some of the participants told me that they didn't see it in your face when we arrived in the Palaver Hut. They thought you were a shy girl and you had just gone to take note. Now you were one of the facilitators. Yeah, man. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. Most of the time, people, overlook people, they see them and just conclude their case. But it always happens. Most of the time, it happens. So, I'm not. It's not strange to me. Yeah.
They've been overlooked sometimes.
Of course.
So when you are overlooked, what do you do? Does it give you the impetus to do more than what you expect?
That's just what I like to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be overlooking you now.
No, but you.
Yeah, so this is State of the Nation. We were not here on Friday. Maka David did exceptionally well. We monitor him all the way to Bella. Bella is where we lost a little bit. That is the last time between in Bon County, and when you cross the St. John, you are in Sokopa. We lost him a little bit. Then when we pushed close to Ganta, we started to again monitor. He did exceptional. Maka is sometimes brave to speak. It's like he's very fed up with living condition or any kind of condition for that matter taking place. We are in trouble if we don't put ourselves in order. Anybody has to be brave to say this one. Anybody has to be. So welcome once again to State of the Nation this week. Welcome. How are you? How was your night?
Well,
you nearly never came. You said you were tired, and I gave you an ultimatum. Right? So
yeah, man.
You said you're tired. You know some of the places we can go and come back to work as early as possible. So yes, the comment section is open. I see Henry Gay from Monrovia. I see Judas Smith, my good friend. He said, this is my favorite radio program, watching from a legal hustle ground. He didn't tell me. Okay, so keep responding. This is State of the Nation. We already have a couple of guys online and following. And what do we have today?
Okay, so we have Liberians in Bamako,
Yes.
alarm over possible fraudulent operation
Mhm.
in issuing Liberian identity cards
Okay.
by Malian citizens.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, so we would possibly go to the guy in Bamako, and almost everything we do now is going to be via radio and television as well. Radio, television as well. So we would talk to our guide Augustus. It's in Bamako, Mali, and we'll hear from him. This is a whole thing behind it. He said there are 2 consulate offices in Bamako, and he does not know whether these guys are recognized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So these guys are issuing Liberian identification cards to Liberians. He put them in quotation. Let's hear him a little bit. Let's hear him a little bit. Just hear what he had to say. Because, and tell me how he told us how he got in contact with True FM. This is, where's the guy? Lincoln Toba, actually not Augustus. Lincoln, let's hear from Lincoln a little bit. This is what Lincoln had to say.
We observe as a community that we have 2 consulars here in Mali that is issuing Liberian identity cards, which is not normal. So we undertook so many measures to stop that. I mean, we see reasons for which these things have to stop. The kind of malpractices have to stop. And secondly, we have another one again who is called Boka Yatasai. He is also flying the Liberian flag and issuing identity cards to Liberians, which is not normal. Diplomatically, that is sorry for the term, that is a big blunder. Really, it means that we have exposed those guys, but till now there is no response. There is no response from Monrovia. That's why I decided to contact Truth FM, given the fact it's a radio station I've always watched, and I continue to watch the TV live from Monrovia. I did make necessary to voice out this so that it can become a national issue for discussion.
Yes, it's already a discussion. We'll go live to Bamako, Mali, to talk to Lincoln Toba on State of the Nation. So what next do we have? Right?
Yeah, we have the CEO, Musa Benedict, cautions Nima journalists not to use the profession to divide Nima County, but he provides his Cyclopedia True FM for all sides of the political, religion, travel divide.
So we were in Cyclopedia at the weekend under the auspices of the CEO. I was the lead facilitator for a training of several Nimba journalists, possibly could be recruited at Truth FM 96.9. In fact, as we speak, they are relaying this broadcast, Truth FM 96.9, and the mother station is 96.1, Monrovia. 96.9 is in Cyclopedia, Nimba County. In fact, it's bigger than some radio stations here. There's almost 6,000 to 8,000 watts. But we decided to go step by step, and we're currently on 5,000 watts there, which some station can boast of here. And we had to do the training, and it is left with the management to decide who to be selected, who not to be selected. So at that training, at the opening of the workshop, this is what the Chief Executive Officer had to say.
The station will be linked to the mother station now, and we'll make a determination on certain program. We want to keep in mind how important is the localized program. At the same time, we know that the people want to know what is happening nationally. So we take all of that. There are a few programs, like we have one they call State of the Nation. We have the news at 2 o'clock, and then we have the 8 o'clock news. We'll try to combine that. We are also bringing some, hopefully by next week, we'll be replicating what School TV has now. So ours is coming on next week. And it will also be on Facebook, just as School TV is. We'll try to see how we can plug in. But at the same time, we don't want to lose our local audiences. So we're managing and do very well with it. We'll try to give the morning hour to our people, or we'll try to give the early evening to our people locally, so that, like from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, so that we have most of the local languages, broadcasting, communicating. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is the radio station being what it is today and being what we want. And this is why you all come. By the grace of God, we'll finish with this training. We'll select people, and we'll select programs, and we'll do our best to keep the station going. We'll do our best to keep the station going. And we'll try to compete. We'll avoid this station. We'll make it professional so that individual journalists don't take issue with politicians and come and blast them on the air. We'll not use our station for that. We'll not use our station to divide this country anymore. We'll not use our station to divide us tribal land or religious land. We recognize that majority of the people in this country are Christian, and so we'll dedicate Sunday to the Christian faith so that we'll have live broadcasts from the churches. And where we don't have live broadcast, we'll record sermons from the village churches and come and read.
Who does that better than Truth FM or the Renaissance Communications Incorporated? I mean, a platform that is religiously, politically, what do they call it? What's the adverbial form of trouble? Troubling? Anyway, and we give the platform to everyone, and then we make use of the local communities, and that's what that is what makes us the biggest profit radio station. So we will also talk about the University of Liberia.
Yeah.
The University of Liberia is catching hell in commencing semester 2, especially to do it electronically. This internet service that David Coty and other people have boasted of, working at the university, free tuition. We say these things on the periphery, but we don't know what's happening at the University of Liberia. In fact, as we speak, the stakeholders, the administration, the stakeholders, let me put it that way, are in meeting right now because it is overly getting difficult to commence. Guess what? I got an insider that a Ghanaian company that was managing the website for the University of Liberia has been left unpaid for several months. So out of that, allegedly, he got pissed off and shut down the whole system and walked away. So how do we get into it? Every day we hear, that's why the first group of people to do this one, the first group of people to do this one. We don't support good things that we proffer or we bring out to our people. All we want to do, score political capital, so all everyone here, and then they are left undone. They are left undone. Semester 2 cannot start, cannot start as we speak. They are in meeting. We allegedly owe the guy who managed the website, a Ghanaian company, as if there is no Liberian. We got IT scholars here. Someone even manufacturing an app for computer users. For everything, we have to go to Ghana. Well, that's our business. That's how we treat ourselves. Eh? Good afternoon. I'm joining you from Propo. Nobody but toilet Propo corner business here. You understand? Propo. Who told you are poor? And you prefer to be called poor person in your own country? Propo. Eh? Propo. You know, I was coming from Nima yesterday. I reached to Ganta. Yeah. I reached to Ganta. I saw long, flashy vehicles lined up at Jackie's. Jackie's is a nice place to spend time. That place is good to ball. Almost half of the cabinet members were in there. They said they're taking government to the people. When they left, nothing other than empty cans and bottles. Empty cans and bottles. You take government to the... Who told you Nibayans need government to be taken to them? See what the people are doing in Ganta, Saklepie, Ban, and other places. You took the government to the people, to the wrong people. To the wrong people. Go leave your comfort zones and then go and sleep in the mud houses, not in a 2 or 3 star Jackie restaurant or guest house in Ganta fully air conditioned. That's how you take government to the people. That's how. One of them was notably one of them, Samuel Jackson, a renowned Liberian economist who recently declared that he would support the second term bid of President George Weah, and we've managed to contact him. He's going to be one of our guests via video link. We've done all the necessary arrangements, and he's standing by. Then we will go to Harper, Maryland County at 3:15 to talk to Rashford Gardiner, our Maryland County contact. He tells me, hey, let me read some of the things he's telling me what's happening in Harper. While we sit here, we wine and dine. We sit here and wine and dine. Yeah. Oh, okay. Akina Wesley. Tribalistically. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I said trouble. Yeah, my boy, you're sorry. My mother, if you told me to say in Loma and I feel that shame on me, but English is adapted, man. I can't. Thank you. I live with people who are. Akina Wesley is there in the US following and tells me, yes, tribalistically. Yeah, tribalist. Oh, but it's so simple. Why couldn't you find our words? Those are some of the words we should be looking for. But then shame on us. Interestingly, both of us from Lofa. They say we don't know English. Yeah, I beg you. So, while I'm looking for the thing, last week on Thursday, Derek Coty appeared here, and so shamefully, he bowed his head down and walked out of the broadcast wing of this building. He couldn't defend.
I thought we said we're not going to talk about
No,
this.
don't. Let me tell you my policy. I don't like to be dictator. You tell me don't talk about this thing is what I will come and talk about to demonstrate my independence. The young man, no, not young man. The old man sat down in our place, put the camera on him to give him publicity, to profile what are the projects under the CDC legal. Gave him 15 minutes to talk uninterruptedly. All he had to do was to falsify all the information. If I started helping, naming some of the projects that the alien people will not want to name. Yeah? You start naming, yeah, Derek Coty. Yeah, Derek Coty. Trust me, the next time when you come here, I'll give you time. I don't know where you got your information from. They were all 40. You're all 40. That gravy when you ate that day, it turned your heart, your face. So these are the guys who are following us currently. Moses Zanga is writing from, yeah, call him.
Hello.
Derek Coty?
Yeah, my dear. Bessie, how are you now?
Yes.
I'm good.
I don't want to speak to this guy. I'm thinking, listen to me, I'll see you sit on my back. Look, my man, leave me alone today.
Yeah. But who gave you that list? That list where you were reading from? That falsified list?
You want me to call the person on the radio?
Yeah.
The man gave me the list. I told him I want to call you back and give me more detail. He said, yeah, call him back. He never pick up. No, my man, leave me. I beg you. Oh, no, I did my best. Bye-bye.
No, you know what? You disgracefully did your wrong, not best.
All right. Thank you for your business.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Hmm?
My daughter, I got to leave me alone.
But listen, how
right.
the way you walk out of the broadcast building was sorrowfully done.
All right. When I come back next time, I'll be ready for you.
Okay,
Nobody
wait.
going to push anything to me and say I will give you more detail. And when I call you, can't pick up. But what is that?
Who did that?
My man, I already told you.
I'm told the president came from the executive mansion.
My man,
Yeah.
when you invited me, remember I will say come tomorrow. When I call you back later, I said I can't make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I want to do some research.
You are buying time, yeah.
I told you I will buy time. I need to do some research.
Mhm.
I said let's do the day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's how I contacted this good friend of mine. He sent me those 17 points. And I called him back and said, I have seen them in my email, but please let's discuss them further. Since the 7-kilometer road to the place they were here, please explain further so I can know what to do. I said, okay, I will call you. Never called me. I called him back, he never answered.
Oh,
On the day of the program, yes.
they're going to be a man enough, man. I got problem, man. Talk the team. Let's move on.
I'm going to call me and
Bye-bye.
Okay, I see you. Where are you? I see. Oh, other probably laughing at us. I see. What you are embarrassed here? This is almost like 19 BTU in the studio. All the way it was blowing on David Kuti, he was sweating. Falsifying information as if I had just come from Pluto. Okay, Hilton where Jedo. Good afternoon. I'm joining you from anybody who read Propo. Yeah, I'm not reading. Let me finish what you say. And Azaria Boga, I'm following from Tinker Village, Arahawi Zico Rare, watching from Bannersville Estate. And we call Maxine Nama. I'm following from Johnsonville, as usual, John Wooler. Good afternoon, Chris. I'm watching you from where? Bon County. Ma Gertrude's son, Moses Zanga from Lusaka, Zambia, is saying the CDC government is made up of a group of noise makers. That includes David Kuti. They also they also take pleasure in being the first to do this and that, but never care about sustainability. Moses Zanga Jr., Pajibo from Zambia, a son of Bezo. Let's go to this one. Biate is a prospective chief of office staff in the office of senator-elect. That is, if certification takes place.
Wow.
Brandon Samuka, good afternoon. Truth FM. I'm following from Morovia. Ben Johnson, this is my contact, but we're looking for you, Ben. Okay, Ishmael Emmanuel says, State of the Nation, live from Potomac, Vonjama District. Don't say Potomac, Vonjama District. Tamba Fabio Kanda. I'm following from Slipway, Rebecca Moore. Now the ladies are coming, watching from Old Road. We have to put your number there so we can know how to contact you people, especially the ladies. Francis Zuba, following from my office on 12th Street. Good. Propo. You said I quite said Propo. The men are in Ganta and Banga, they have a nice time. Said I be calling yourself Propo. Elijah Davido, I'm watching from near Koti's compound. Morris Cannon, watching you live, Congo Town, SKDA Boulevard. So we'll take a break here from our our sponsor from where we will go to Harper, Maryland County, Rashford Gardner is standing by. This is the sponsor, of course, is the engine. What do you want to say? It is fueled by Orange and sponsored by 5 Star.
Are you looking for a place where all your health problems can be solved? Then I'm recommending to you the 5 Star Pharmacy. 5 Star Pharmacy is located at SKB Boulevard Junction, opposite the Total gas station. 5 Star or Liberian business specialized in IDA medicines, drugs from Germany, the Netherlands, and the United States of America. IDA is the International Dispensary Association. We have quality mental health drugs, anti-malarial, antibiotics, anti-hypertensive drugs, and many more. With 5 Star, quality medicine matters. Your health is our concern. For more information, call cell numbers 0777 5867 65 0770 133 743 or 0778 336310. That's 5 Star Pharmacy located at the SKD Boulevard Junction, the best place for your health problems.
Give my medicine. Oh, I'm not with you, but not with trouble unless you give me my medicine.
Okay, thank you so much for rejoining us. And the debate is getting hotter in here on the comment section. Saraya Joe says, please go and define the word pro, P-R-O, pro. Pro means you are for the poor. Should we have poor people in our country? You don't even understand my own argument. Okay, yeah, that continue to be pro-poor. Yes, yeah, for the pro, or for the poor people. Yep, that just be for them with no action taking. Yes. Dustin Obadiah Barclay, following from Lynch Street. Welcome back, Magdalene Sarr. Derek Sander, watching from Rehab. Bill Meyer Towe. Good afternoon, Chris. I'm watching from Maryland County. ABC is well implemented on State of the Nation. ABC, accuracy, balance, and credibility. Yeah, I think that's what it means. Albert Chichi, watching from CK Community Dupo Road. Joseph and Kuyahi Jr., following from Rwanda, that is in East Africa. D. Robert Johnson, following from opposite Truth FM on Dupo Road. Oh, but Jack in studio now. Yeah. Sorry. Ben Johnson says, sorry, I'm watching you from Kakata, Magibi County. G. Wilson Gabriel, watching live from GSA Road.
Yeah.
This is State of the Nation. We are now working hard to contact or get in contact with Rashford. Rashford, whatsoever you are, I think I'm seeing you. Okay, I've seen you, Rashford. Yes, put him on, please. Rashford, you are in a vehicle moving. Am I correct?
No. I'm parked around the Harper City Hall.
Sorry.
And
sorry.
Are you getting me?
Okay, now I'm getting you. Sorry, I was muted this way. You are in a vehicle, right?
Yes, but I'm parked. I'm not moving.
Okay, so the background there, is that the City Hall in Harper?
Indeed, that's the Harper City Hall.
Wow, man. How is Harper today? Monrovia is sunny. What's happening in Harper?
It's also sunny here, very hot and humid. And people are basically trying to move about their normal business.
Okay, so let's get into this discussion. And yes, the aftermath of the Ivanka saga. I know Marylanders were highly hit. What are you reading?
Well, several activities, if I may, has been going on. We have been in touch with the Maryland County Legislative Caucus. Honorable P. Mike Jury, the Harper District Representative, spoke on our radio. That's Phoenix FM, the voice of Tubman University, over the weekend, and stressed several points, including they're eager, in his words, they're eager wait for the results of the findings. People also have been responding, mixed reactions. Some are saying that they need credible Marylanders and other credible Liberians like Sister Mary Lorraine and other Marylanders, to form part of the investigation. Because remember, Chris, this is the at least fourth sea accident in recent years, and by recent I mean since the regime of President Charles Taylor. That's after the regime of President Charles Taylor, and every time people would die, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of goods would get sunk, and this is like an ongoing thing which everyone is just fed up about, and some people even think that nothing is going to come out of this as usual.
Sorry, and that is the problem we all are faced with. Usually investigations are conducted, but we see nothing come out of it. Is that the general feeling of Marylanders in Harper or Plebo or whatsoever they find themselves, Kavala?
Exactly. People believe that nothing's going to come out of it, even as is the case with other instances. Say the maybe the road issue, which many people now blame for this act.
Rashford, are you there?
and I had an incoming call. So people are saying that if the roads were good, there would have been no reason for people getting on the boat, to take such a dangerous and perilous risk, and the adverse effect. Gasoline is now selling for 1,200 Liberian dollars. In some instances, 1,300. Also, there's a shortage of cement. As you may be aware, in recent months, Cementco had opened a substation here in Maryland County, and they had been shipping their goods down to Hopper. And aboard that vessel was allegedly, as they claim, as Cementco officials claim, there were thousands of tons of cement aboard that vessel, which sank. And so we're starting to feel the effect. Also, petroleum products, even though there's this terminal that's being constructed, this storage terminal at the port of Hopper, but it's not yet completed. And so gasoline is short. This is just sad. There are also other means of coming to Kepamas, which is by air, but we have one known commercial flight, which is a Christian organization that was contracted by the Partners in Health, which is also headquartered here for this West Africa region. But getting aboard that plane, getting a flight, it's quite another tedious process. In fact, they've hiked up their fare from $150 US to $165 US. And when I did some background investigation, they claim that it's because of the COVID-19 that they're not taking the usual 12 passengers. So they have to increase to cover the cost of fuel for the aircraft. It's a tiny little one-engine plane. I rode it once from Monrovia quite recently. And you have to go either through your church, or for those who work at an entity, say Tubman University, as I do, you have to get your human resources department to do the booking for you. And you're not sure even if you're going to get a ride on that plane. So it's terrible down here. We wait to see the other adverse effects like rice, because we depend basically on the ships to bring in rice.
Yep. Alternatively, you could cross the Kavala into Cote d'Ivoire rather than
you're
take
very
the
low.
I'm saying, what's about going to Cote d'Ivoire across the Kavala to do business instead of waiting news from a road that will never come?
Okay. Well, the other challenge would be sometimes the Ivorians are moody, if I may. They would at times unilaterally close the borders. And remember, we're still in the COVID period, and officially there's the Ivorian government has not officially reopened their borders. And judging also by the fact that we had some shooting incident in Ivory Coast where some Liberians were involved, they're kind of edgy when it comes to having Liberians, especially males, go over the border. But yes, goods are still trickling in. But for rice, especially, we've been having the Propo rice. I know. I don't know if you will allow me to say Propo rice, but that's how it's called.
Just go ahead.
It's quite cheap, and people prefer buying what's cheaper, because the hardship is resounding at this end.
Wow, I feel so sorry for Marylanders. Not only Marylanders, I want to believe some nearby counties were equally benefiting from the port of Harpert. Here we are.
Exactly. Some nearby counties like Grand Cru and River G, they all depend on the port of Harper. Fortunately, during the regime of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the highway between Harper and Fishtown was tarmacked, so you could do that in about 1 hour 30 minutes by road, if you're going fast. If not, 2 hours tops. And Grand Cru, which is just a stone's throw is about 75 kilometers from Peebo City, which is the commercial hub in this region. And the fact that since no ship has come since the 17th, and this is something we also asked the local authority, including the Upper District Representative P. Mike Jury. He said officially the government of Liberia has not imposed a moratorium on shipping between Upper and Monrovia, but perhaps people are just afraid because I think there are 3 shipping companies which apply the route between Upper and Monrovia. And in fact, when Nico Ivanka departed the port, there was a ship which was to come just after her. And till date, no ship has arrived at our port.
This is terrible. You want to ask a question?
Yeah,
yes, please hold on for Magdalene, my co-presenter. Yes, go on.
Yeah, Marylanders are bereaved, and they are all waiting to see how far investigation will go. So in case justice is delayed or maybe denied, what is the next point of action?
Well, it's hard to judge. Quite recently, those who partook in the March 25th riots were released on bail, even though they were charged for various crimes ranging from arson to destruction of private and public property. They were released on bail, 34 of them, and we're not getting that indication that people would want to go amok, become rowdy or violent. People are just taking it passively. I must add also that no female body has been discovered. However, we had 2 Tubman University staff aboard that ship, but a male and a female, but only one was recovered, the male, and we're yet to see more bodies to be recovered. And back to your concern, we don't think, we're not seeing that zest, as it were in March when we had the last ritualistic murder, or what would seem to be a ritualistic murder. So people aren't really, like angry. I know people are sad, but yeah, they're just taking it passively.
So let's sum it up now and to ask you the living condition, general living condition within the Upper District, especially in the wake of the Nico Ivanka saga, which took off from the port of Monrovia and could not reach safely, had to crash along the way. Living condition as a result of what happened 2 weeks ago.
Well, as long as petroleum products are short, it's going to have an adverse effect, a direct consequence on the living condition of people, because transporting goods from the interior of Maryland County areas like Calocan, where people usually go, that's the bread basket, if you may, of the county where there are farm produce. Once these petroleum products are hiked up, they're going to have an effect on the basic consumable commodities like plantain, palm oil, and just to add rice. The price of rice has also gone up a bit. It used to be in most instances, apart from the proper rice, $19, $20. Now is selling for $22. And of course, the cold storage products, which would beef up the other, like fish, which is brought over from by local fishermen. You don't have much of those products coming in because of the terrible roads condition. This is something I also posed to the Upper District representative, and he said that they're working. They're going to try to put the government feet to the fire and maybe engage with the Ministry of Public Works. But this is an old story. every year for 6 to 7 months, the southeastern region is basically cut out from the rest of Liberia because of the terrible road conditions.
So Rashford, what lesson can Marylanders or Southeasterners learn from these repeated unfortunate situations? Any group of people, smart group of people, or maybe let's say hard-working group of people could find solution to what's happening repeatedly. How are the county leaders working with the people to get this thing off their back? Usually, every time they are losing people on shore or on sea.
Well, I would say this is like a fruitless effort that's been made. There's nothing much people could do. The county administration, when they engage on the, for example, the road situation, they would usually blame it on central government, and which of course it makes sense, because unlike in the past where you had the logging companies and local ministry of public works in each county, those things aren't just functional or existent anymore. And so since maybe 11 years now, the road between Fishtown and Zwedru was rehabilitated. Onmail, when they were here, used to rehabilitate between Grand Jide, Zwedru and Ganta, but that's not working anymore. And so the roads are left to fix by themselves when it's dry, and then when the rains come again, they turn muddy and pose serious challenges wherein people stay weeks, if not months, trying to commute between Monrovia and Maryland County.
Okay, so before Magdalene comes in, my final question: how are learning activities at the Tubman University in the wake of what happening?
Well, the Tubman University has closed for the last semester, and there are moves now, preparations for the opening of a new semester. If you went to the campus right now, you see some students doing their registration, pre-registration in that case. But I must mention that the university's president, Professor Dr. Elliot Wilson, lost his wife, and so he's not on the ground. But besides that, yeah, the university is here crawling. We must say that government has been current with salaries, but there are other challenges for the institution, vehicles, and also getting staff and faculty, especially faculty down here, talking about the opening of a master's program. And so those are just some of the few challenges that I could name right now that the university is faced with. But by and large, it's like people are trying to, get adjusted with the situation, but it's difficult. It's really, really difficult.
Okay, so who are they really blaming for this unfortunate situation? Is it the government or the CEO of Nico Ivanka?
Well, if you listen to the maritime boss, Mr. Eugene Nangwe, when he had his first 2 or 3 press conferences just after the incident, he was saying that they're going to do investigation. In fact, it was ongoing. We've not heard from him yet, as in the case of the first few days after the accident. They're not easily reached. I must admit, though, that the superintendent of Maryland County, they've been visiting people, but till date, without anything from the investigation, we're not going to be in any position to, start casting blames and pointing fingers at anyone. So we all eagerly wait, as the Harper District Representative P. Mike Jury said, we all eagerly wait to hear what's going to come out of the investigation.
But I think it's going to affect the upcoming election come 2023.
Well, frankly speaking, if you talk to people, ordinary people, they're quite frustrated, basically about the road situation. People are Harper is bustling now. There's an increase in population. In fact, across the entire county, Plebo, which is the commercial hub for the region, is exploding. And but the roads, they pose a serious challenge. The shorter route between Harper and Monrovia would be through Sino and Grand Cru, Riverses and Buchanan. That road also gets terribly messy when it rains, and so many people are angry, quite angry about the road. They said they would say when you talk to them, this has been too long. We need to have our roads fixed, and the shipwreck is not even helping. It's compounding the situation about the road issue.
Okay, Rashford Gardner, these are some comments coming as a result of your update being given. Julius Smith, a Marylander himself, wants exclusive line open for Marylanders to comment. This one is Sam Aki, following from Callaway, Maryland County. I can imagine how the sea breeze is giving you tough time. It's yeah. So yeah, Esther is watching from Bannersville, Cabatown. Valai Dole, one of Liberia's emerging economists, is equally watching. Yes, Saraya Joe is still justifying that. Yes, that's the need to say pro-po. She's saying there are pro people in every part of the world, including Sweden and Norway, who are the most developed nations in the world. I think she's battling the statement I made why you should say pro-po. Destiny Weapla, I'm watching from the SKD. G. Wilson Gabriel watching from the GSA. Ben Johnson, sorry, watching from Kakata City, Mike Gibby County. And so there we go. Rashford, thank you so much for updating us. And a lot of people here are on the line telling you, Marylanders, never mind for the loss of your kinsmen and the hardship that came after the shipwreck.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure divulging information for the people, especially from Maryland County, which is basically cut out.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's take a break to be right back. Thank you so much. That's Rashford Gardner. Wow, Rashford, that was the alarm from his full runner door. You know, he was talking to us from the from his vehicle. Just in the background was the city hall of the beautiful city of Harper. So let's take a break to be right back. When we come back, we go to Lincoln Toba is in Bamako, Mali. He's going to be giving us some information, diplomatic blunder. I don't know whether we should call it that way, but stay tuned. This is State of the Nation. It's 3:30 in Monrovia.
Ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, we will be able to speed up that
True FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready,
From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. To you Marylanders, don't worry, man. You go home unhindered. The hour will come. And if you're catching us across the Southeast, we're coming to you on 96.9, Truth FM, Saclay. I'm getting signal that we loud and clear in Zemin, Sierra Leone. Freedom is coming tomorrow for each and every Liberian. And that was a song makes out a production from Martin Luther King. The famous I Have a Dream speech from every mountainside, let freedom ring. When we let freedom ring, we let freedom ring from all hamlets, villages. Then we will sing in an old Negro spiritual and shout, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we free at last. And then receiving comments from Riri, thank you, T. Rashford. Riri, then Francis Beatty is watching from India. Morris Kamara. No, don't be Lieutenant Morris. I don't get Morris Kamara following live from Dupa Road. Francis Beatty is in India. And Josahina Fakali. Good afternoon, Chris. What time, Joe Fakali? That great football administrator. D. Jones McCarthy, good afternoon. I'm from Wintown, Pipeline Road. Sam Aki following from Maryland. Atit Kalwe, I read this one. And Mohammed Musa Kamara watching from Pakolo Koyata Salaya District, Bond County. Darlington Dolo is watching from Temple of Justice, State of the Nation. It's 25 minutes after 4 o'clock. As I said, at 4, we'll link Samuel B. Jackson, a revered Liberian economist. He has this justification why he had to follow those government officials that once upon a time he referred to as spoilers of George Weah's administration. 25 minutes up to, but we're frantically working to get to Lincoln Toba in Bamako, Mali. Lincoln has also commented. I don't know why I've not seen him in the waiting room yet. Let me find Lincoln's comment. Lincoln, yeah, sorry. Moses Zanga, bro, what's up? Yeah, so let me find Lincoln. Lincoln is the one holding us now. Or else I'm going to open the lines now for you to talk to state of the nation. That's the state of affairs of the Republic of Liberia. And Christopher Sally and Magdalene are here to take you through. Okay, Lincoln said, Lincoln Toba, Nicholas Toba from Sahel, Bamako. Thanks for this informative program that is State of the Nation. And we will hear from, as soon as we get signal from Lincoln, we'll put in, but let us not hold our listening public hostage. It is time that we interact on State of the Nation. To you, Marylanders, why you want me to treat you special? Now you are looking at road. I mean, road problem. You don't know where it means to go to now the end point of Lofa County, Vahon. Then try it. I say you pass through Sierra Leone. Yes, let's begin taking the calls now. Madeline will take your calls. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Madeline, sir, for the opportunity. Let me say good afternoon to all Chris, who is also with you. This is the voice of Aloysius P. Fremont Jr., and I call you this afternoon from Lower Maghibie County. Madeline, let me say this. You know the issue about this shipwreck in our country. It is very much serious, and I must extend my condolence to the bereaved family of all of those people that lost their life in a particular incident. But you know, like the guy from Maryland was saying, the people are getting disenchanted in this government, especially with the kind of a message they preached when they were in the opposition for 12 years. And then 14 out of the 15 counties voted there unanimously. But today, if you look at that,
1 minute, or we got 1 minute. You're being regulated 1 minute.
Last for Eastern Road, he's speaking about, I think it could be one of the areas this government are getting the boost because the president, he knows a lot of eastern part of the country, but then up to now, we are not hearing anything when it comes to that road. And then the president went to Lofa, started telling the people that they are putting on no 3 vice president, but then they are on.
Okay, let me take the next caller. Hello? 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 State of the Nation. Let's take more calls on this edition. Let's hear you. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good.
Welcome back to the capital. My name is
Thank you.
and I call you from Unification Town. I call this afternoon show purposely to give my point, especially when it comes to Mr. Kuti. Kuti is one of those always feel this country. Kuti only look for me.
Mama, I beg you. Hey, hold on. Let me whisper to you. Just lead out, young man. I beg you, please. Yeah. No, don't hit the man, man. Yeah, man. Don't hit the man. Okay. Let me take the next caller. Yeah, Councilor Dominic Wango Swa. You are on the radio as we speak.
You are live with Genera.
You got 2 wallets? He said who can steal a Zogo? I see you, yeah. I see. Text it to me, Chief. Text it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's call her. Hello.
Good afternoon, Chris.
Yes. Good afternoon, man. Gav.
Yeah, Gav, man, came out.
My man, I don't know you. Like, hear your voice, I recognize you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, I know you from Asmatry all the way go down the borough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know you from Asmatry.
Okay, let's hear you.
Anyway, yeah, Chris, Sunday I had a little problem with 2 of them. My brother, why you go down at the video number? The number usually that was used to be on the radio.
My man, it's technical. Don't worry, we're activated, yeah?
That technical just saw the problem. My man will believe it 2 of them. I leave my someone who lay down in our room, who lay the radio down on the floor there and play.
Thank you. We take heed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue to read some text messages. Is Nicholas on now? Okay, so yes, putting on. Unfortunately, we can't get you on video, We were taking on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Nicholas,
Yes, sir.
how are you? You are in Bamako, right?
Yes, I'm in Bamako, the capital city of Mali.
The capital city of Mali in the Sahel.
Yes.
Yes, you reported to this station that Liberians in Mali were confused as to which consulate office they should go to. There are two in Mali. Let's hear you.
Exactly, sir. In fact, I'm the president of the Liberian Association here in Mali, and we created this association on July 17, 2017. And until then, we have had a series of ups and downs that stop us from getting our license at that point in time. But thanks to God, we were able to obtain our license from the Ministry of Territorial Collectivities and Decentralization in Mali. So we are now recognized as an authentic community with our license. But we've had a series of problems that have to do with our identity card, because one, it is recommended by law that as a community we have to work hand in hand with an accredited counselor. But to our surprise, we realize that we have two counselors. One, they are issuing cards to Liberians without the consent of the Liberian community, which is not in line with diplomatic rules. So we did write the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, addressing a letter to the Foreign Minister here in Mali, underscoring the point and our grievances. And we say, well, we don't want to work out of the first or the second, because the first consular, who is Mr. Sheikh Umar Dao, started the function since 1998 under the administration of Charles Taylor. Given the fact that Taylor is no more, president and he has been ousted, this consular refused to go to Monrovia confirmation hearing because there was a change of regime. We believe that there's also will be a change of consular, or if he could renew his accreditation. That has not been done. And he's still flying the flag of Liberia, issuing cards, consular cards to Liberians. Now, how does he get the confirmation that those to whom he issues the cards are Liberians? That is the first point. Because we, as a community, we have a very strong motives. We are a multi-faith association with very strong motives. That is to say, we have to work with the consular hand in hand to identify those who are Liberian, because he doesn't speak English. He's not fluent in English. How can he give the consular cards to people that he considers to be Liberian? What are his certitudes?
You said in one of your complaints, you said you reported the case to Dakar, where you have a fortunate Liberian embassy, and you have not been replied. Monrovia stayed quiet on your concern. How is that affecting you people's movement in Bamako or in Mali as a whole?
To be very frank, what I believe is that the politicians that are scoring political capitals in Liberia, America, and European countries, have to put in mind that the neighboring countries or the African countries with the consulates have to be prioritized. Because you can send an ambassador to foreign countries and you marginalize consulates that is around your country. I believe that we have to give the fact that we live in the country, Mali, with high security vigilance, given the discords existing between the government and the anti-constitutional forces. We have to be very careful, because who do you identify as Liberian? We have people that are faking Liberian identities. Now, who is to be blamed if we have two consulars issuing cards? So the community is faced with so many dilemmas, to the point that we cannot sit, without complaining. We have knocked so many doors. We've knocked even the doors of the foreign minister here, and we were astonished to hear that the chief of protocol told us that in their register, they don't have any accredited consular representing Liberia sent from Liberia. So it means that those that are flying the flyers of Liberian are not authentic. So what do we do as a community?
And the offices are still open?
The offices are open. I sent copies of the cards that have been issued by the both councillors to our brother and friend. I sent copies of those cards that have been issued by the both councillors to our brother to True FM, along with our license issued by the government, which means that they are actually operating. They are flying our flags.
So, this is what I'm about to say. You cannot detach the government from this kind of a syndicate. The point to this is that it is so simple for Monrovia through the foreign ministry to communicate with the Malian foreign ministry that these two guys are not recognized, and please use your power to shut them down. Unless this can happen, those guys are going to operate as they do at your detriment.
Exactly. Thank you very much for the point raised. It's a very good point. And the thing is that our officials, once a new constituted government is put in place, I believe that it is their audacity to call all the consulate or all those who are flying Liberian flags in around the country. In Africa, in West Africa, that's one. But that has not been done. It means that there is a negligence on the part of our government. It's not the CDC government. To be very frank, even during the time of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, we've had the same problem. I met Ellen when she came for the France Africa Summit. I met her at the time. The foreign minister, the deputy foreign minister, Elias Sonny, was there. I came to Monrovia with a letter, and they told us that they were going to address the issue. But till this time, the issue has not been addressed. Now, Sonia, I can recall, told me that Liberia doesn't have a budget. Can you imagine? To open an embassy in Mali. So it means, for me, if lawmakers are making thousands of United States dollars, why can't the government of Liberia prioritize just a few thousands to make sure the consulate work? That's my concern. It means that there is a big negligence on the part of our government, and we have to raise this concern.
How are you faring with the Liberian troops serving in the UN mission in Mali? Do you go around and you see them? Do you interact?
We interact on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. Even during this independence, they were called. Most of them, we wanted to have had one of the commanders as our guest speaker during the independence celebration. But sadly, he said he was in the north. He was in Gao, so he couldn't come closer to Bamako. And most of them went to Liberia for the celebration. So we are in contact with them, and we even raised the concern and said, well, it's not normal. But I believe that Monrovia must step in because they are on a peacekeeping mission. They don't need, I believe, the consulate because they have their mandate from Liberia directly. They are under ECOWAS. So I believe that they have nothing to do with that. So that's the reason why the concern raised, has not touched, the point or the source that we would have wished it to touch.
Does this man collect fees from you people?
Well, not with the community, because why we would have wished or we would have preferred is the working relationship. Because if you don't have Liberians working in your premises, Sheikh Umadao, no, Boka Yatasa, none of them has Liberian in their premises working to help them identify Liberians. Now, what is the substitute? That those to whom they gave the Liberian ID cards are 100% Liberians. Because we feel threatened. Anyone can use the Liberian identity card and commit a crime. The committee is going to be, mocked at or held responsible because they have Liberian identity.
Wow. Okay, let's hope.
We would have wished to.
Let's hope Monrovia will reach to you very soon.
We hope to pray that you work on our behalf. Thank you very much for your vulnerability. Thank you for your effort that you're trying to apply to help us in this direction. Because we, to be very frank, we are doing so many things that even the government of Liberia can even boast of. We, as a community, we facilitate integration of our members in the society, Malian society. We meet the urgent needs of our members in case of death, sicknesses, and etc. We liaise with accredited counselor, but sadly, there is no counselor accredited, so we are doing it on our own.
Okay, thank you so much, Toba.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's take a break. We need to, if I continue the call, yes. Yeah, we have to take the calls as we prepare to take, Sam Jackson. But yes, the number 5144278. Madeline will take the calls until we link contact with Samuel Jackson. Ma, you got calls?
Yeah. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Grace.
Mhm.
This is Tama.
Oh.
Yeah, Grace, thank God that nephew David Kuti had come back to verify things that wrong information was given to him. And he came up to the public to give that wrong information. So this is my advice to nephew Kuti. When somebody give you the information, when you call them, they don't respond, that means that information needs to come out to the public. So this is my piece of advice. You can be other person, you can make mistake.
This man say he's a public relations officer. Somebody gave you information at the dying minute you're trying to confirm it, the person can't pick up. Then you walk in, nobody tell you to bring you inside. You yeah.
It's so frustrating that Mr. Kuti have to go say that. But let me say, good afternoon to the people of Maryland County. I know it's sad, to receiving the kind of information team prices are about to go up because of the senior of the number ship. I'm glad that your reporter from Maryland clarifies some things. All are saying that the road project from Maryland County from people to Fishtown is started under this government. I think your reporter had clarified that road started in 2014 and 17 hours in people. The sour in people were already being built. You were already to carry can after.
My man, leave that. Don't waste your breath on that. It's a clear cut, man. David Kuti misled the people. And thank God we didn't sit here to allow that happen.
Let me close on this.
Mm-hmm.
You know that some Eastern men that in Monrovia, no even need to put out on our road, they start bringing there, Madam Salif. Many of them don't know. One girl, I don't mean that in a test cap. Tell me, said, no day you should see quota for people to fish down. I said, Mama, the quota almost a Webo. I'm Jeff from there in 2017. I said, the quota almost a Webo. And people are opening the road from Webo all the way to fish down now. If I narrow bridge, the doors that bridge, the many road straight in 2017.
Okay.
So that's why they arguing with me.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to those people. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Take calls.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah. We might leave us. Yeah, let's hear you. Yeah. You say what? So what I gotta do with that? Go to David Kuti.
Actually, we should check each other you on the radio. Yeah, I heard a call saying they don't have the year to put you on the radio.
Mama, but you saw my reaction to that person, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. And you heard my reaction to the person?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't go there. Just leave it with me, yeah?
Yeah,
my man, don't go there. Leave it. Please sing your praises. Sing your praises to the government. Let's hear you.
Yogi, let's hear you.
Yeah, according to the issue of the road, in this country, we know that I want the person who condemn the government, up and down condemning the government.
You can condemn government? There you go. Hey, strange things are happening.
And the information ministries are even what the maritime board and begin again, you don't even have knowledgeable of the working of his own institution. A backbone of my idea. We cannot handle the issue. And since then, I want for the government to come over with a credible report. Because the people like government that we should be doing everything on now, everything in this country. We know we can think some praise thinking to the government. But if it comes to the human life, there's nothing else can buy it.
I agree.
Nothing else. Yes.
I
So
agree.
now the other sentiment. That issue, they should investigate it to the extent that let it be recent. And then they didn't want the police officer that is brought that will be in that area. Up to now, even the people from the national police from that department, and now they are not even there. They're even sympathize with the people. Why are we heading to? And it's wrong.
Okay. Thank you.
Very important in this country. Not only the political issue, every time we talk about, we still consider, no, we should be true to our country.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yogi.
Thank you, Yogi. Yogi, yeah. Yogi, Yogi today, something, the ladies will probably get, you didn't get it today because you are you are a different person altogether today. Yeah, so Lincoln Toba, both councillors are not known by the Malian authority here in Bamako. Anybody can just write on you people. Yeah, and Henry's Dugba said that so-called councillor needs to be questioned thoroughly. And this one says, I'm politically watching you, Uncle Chris and Magdalene from Lower Mangibi County with a strong belief. Oh, man, we're not here for CPP business. This is an independent platform. the time coming. Yeah. The time coming.
The comments.
No, I will not do it.
Ambrose, please
call. Good afternoon. Again, Chris. Biate, I'm constrained to make some points on what is happening at the University of Liberia. I condemn in the strongest stretch the barbaric handling of conscious-minded students at the pointers of Liberia National Police who stormed at peaceful students protesting against a dead e-learning process. This disconcerting the smooth learning process at the University of Liberia. They allege firing of tear gas and rubber bullets and beating demonstrators is unacceptable, and the list goes on and on. Well, there's a problem with that that e-learning. Everybody wants to go into modern day technology, but you're not prepared for it. Then you come and say something in the name of scoring political capital at the detriment of the already challenged educational system in our country at the tertiary level. This is a big shame on us. Big shame. We have one of the fastest internet in the Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, and that I know, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, and that of Sierra Leone. We have one of the fastest internet connectivity. Everybody were here. We celebrated the landing of the fiber optic during Madam Salif time, and the connections are taking place from here all the way to Banga. Liptiako has connected all those places. We should not have problem with it. Why should we go to Ghana and be hiring those Ghanaians to be managing our University of Liberia website e-learning? E-learning. We're not ready to bring back our old blackboard. We meet face to face. We do our thing. We move on. That has produced several stakeholders today. Big Liberians that are contributing. Others can plan for it. Others can plan for it and they execute it. Yeah, I mean, like gossip. They quoted out one of his stuff he listed here. E-learning, free tertiary education. He had to shamefully walk out of here that day. I felt sorry for him. Yeah, man. Martelin Dogley, watching from Dwazon Public School Community, and this guy, Ambrose, we're not going to dance to your drum beat. You say we're reading comments, we're not taking calls, but people are calling. You want us, okay, let me open something alarm for you exclusively so you can be calling.
Someone is calling.
No, what's out?
Hello?
Yes, let's hear you. Yeah, don't worry. I'll give you that leverage. I'll give you that leverage.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I'm calling you from Raleigh, and I called particularly to what you've been saying about our e-readiness for learning or learning by the internet. I think it's unfortunate. Look, you don't glorify everything because you want to take glory. Nobody is achieved learning by the internet. But how are you introduce such a system when they spend some of the professors, some of the professors are teaching by the way of the internet or are supposed to teach by the way of the internet? They are not even computer literate. How do they
No, but that let's say nobody is responsible for anybody being computer illiterate and teaching at the highest institution. No, leave. That is not an excuse. The excuse.
It is an excuse. It is an excuse in a sense that I say, listen, why should I show you that it is not anyone's responsibility for educating you? If you look at that, you must make sure that people, you know, make sure that those who are the people that are internet, they are important. Somebody tells students that will learn by the internet. They are not even also computer literate. And besides, hey, look at the affordability of the internet. The internet is very expensive right now. You cancel all of the services that were being offered by the federal government. You can increase the data price. So if you're spending 4 or 5 hours online in class, how do you learn?
If you don't want to do,
the cost attached to that.
if you don't want to do that, try ignorance.
But there is a purple government. They want no ignorant inside. The purple government is causing it. They're supposed to be a purple government. So I think for me, is that one there is a failure. It's moving nowhere. Just like how the free tuition for university and public colleges are going to be unsuccessful, and it was just straight to the desert, never to return. No way it will return. It will be very, very unsuccessful. That I can assure you. Thank you. I mean, right now, I'm trying to run my mouth. I was telling something.
Why is that observing my people? Thank you. Let me read a few text messages. At least we got in contact with Samuel Jackson now. He's in a waiting room. As soon as we're ready, he's going to enter. But Lincoln is still writing. As chairman of the Liberian community in Mali here, I admonish our members to stay calm and exercise restraint until Monrovia reacts. Strong options or actions were planned to put those consulates in shackles, but I continue to calm our members that we are in a country of law. And okay, let me read this one's coming in. Yes, Ballard Taylor watching from North Dakota. Yes, I remember that name from LBS down the line. Emmett Hammond is watching from Cat City. Why is it called Cat City now? Kakata. Watching from Woodbridge, Virginia is Haji Abdullahi Donzo. Marcus Sal is watching from Congo Town. And Ballard Taylor had my hardworking DDG emeritus. That was my position at LBS.
Oh, Baku?
DDG. Baku is strong. Deputy Director General for Rural Broadcasting. Yeah, man. I have my double cabin. I know I used to sit in Monrovia. I enjoy myself in that place, my friend. Ledger and myself, we enjoy ourselves. You know, religiously following Abel Blackie. I've decided to put a moratorium on all the officers, all the employees in Senator Dillon's office until they can tell us whether they actually received the 15K, as openly stated by Edwin Snow. Here you are saying you are at your home on RIA, you're not in your office, but today government paying you for today. Today, you've been paid. Today is Monday, working day.
And your reward is in heaven.
I'll take the last call, then I'll put in Samuel Jackson. Hello? Hi, how are you? Yeah. You are on the radio. You are on the radio. Okay. You don't understand. Okay, just tell people the number and just be calling them. Uncontrollably. Yeah, we are reserved. You're calling them Blackie and they're the one all over giving their numbers to people all over the place. Okay, so Sam, yes, we can put in your namesake, Jackson, so that now here comes the old man. Sam, he's muted. Yes. You are, yes, please put him on. Okay, now, yes, Mr. Jackson, how are you?
Yes, okay. Fantastic. How you guys doing? It's nice to see you again, Chris. How's your health?
Yeah, yes, I'm fighting it, and by the grace of God, we're surviving in this kind of a high economic situation in our country. I wish you won a second time for.
Yeah. But this is. I'm gonna leave this with you when I'm going the next couple of weeks. This is a blood pressure monitor. I don't have high blood pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do it every day because I like to see like early detection of everything I do in my life. That's why I'm 68. So but cancer was early detection, so I managed to overcome that. So I check my blood pressure twice a day, in the morning and the evening. And so when I'm leaving, I'm going to give you this blood pressure monitor here. So it's all yours after August 14th. So you can be able to check your blood pressure in the privacy of your home every single day.
I can't wait for August 14th. I can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah, that one every morning, every 6 hours, I'll check in myself.
Yeah. But that's good. And the battery is long lasting. And if you want me to get some batteries for you too, some really long lasting batteries, I'll get them for you too, and leave them with you as my gift of life. As my gift of life to such a nice young man. Okay. So this is all yours. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's get to the point. Where are you? I'm watching you.
I'm in Monrovia at the Royal.
Sorry, Royal where?
It's Royal Hotel.
Somebody is calling your line, man. Are you there? Mr. Jackson. Wow, somebody is on this line, and from your end. Yeah. So we just need to take this break. Yeah. Let's take this break. Don't close the door that you use to get out. Don't burn the bridge. If you can't say anything good about me, shut up. Okay, so I think we managed to re-establish contact with Sam Jackson. Sammy, are you there? Are you there, Sam? Okay, so let's continue the music. The good friend today could be your worst enemy tomorrow. And it's happening, man. Good friend yesterday. We all ate together. They don't speak to us because the form of government that we are not part of, but we are governed by them. Today we are their enemies. Sammy, you there?
No, shut up.
Madeline ready. She ready to throw voice. Musa Hassan Belede, you haven't sent us a reception report yet. This is all of your making. So you there in Ban, in Flumpa, in Gipo, in Saclépierre, you catching us on 96.9, Truth FM.
Yo, shut up.
Okay. Okay, so yes, Sam Jackson, sorry, we have some interruption there. And I think Sam Porter Judo.
Yeah, somebody was calling me. Yeah.
Our technician here has managed to quench the danger. So yes, how are you, Chief? You say you are well?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. What happened was, Christopher, hold on a second. Tell me come. Okay. Yeah, so no, what happened, Christopher? I'm using my my phone internet Wi-Fi, and somebody's trying to call me to deliver some food to me.
I knew it.
You know?
I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So I was
basically, I
asking,
think
where are
it'll
you?
be okay now.
Where
Huh?
are you?
Well, I'm at the Royal Hotel in Monrovia. I'm at the Royal Hotel in Monrovia. Yeah. You know,
Residing at the
I
Royal Hotel?
yes, absolutely. Because I had a change in terms of my relationship, and of course, I have a new partner, and I cannot go to my house, which was my retail home, with my new partner. So it makes sense until I'm settled again to yeah, to live in a hotel.
SBT.
So I mean it's one of those things in life that those transitions you make in life, and you have to be able and prepared to make the adjustments. Some people would have great difficulties, probably go be bunking with a friend or relative, and imposing upon them. But thank God I have the means and I can basically stay in a 5-star hotel anywhere in the world I want to at my age, and so
So
I'm enjoying myself.
the services at Royal is at whose expense?
Oh, and it's
Or
my
at
expense. I
whose
mean, of
expense?
course. Oh, absolutely, my expense. I mean, when I travel,
Oh,
but Christopher,
okay.
I've been traveling around the world for so many years. I mean, nobody paid my cancer treatment $800,000. It was paid by insurance, and my high quality education at the London School of Economics, almost like 60,000 United States dollars. I'm paying that myself. So thank God. About like maybe 15, 20 years, about 20 years ago. Yeah, go ahead, open the door for me, please. Oh, 1 second, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see you
Yeah.
enjoy it, man. Yes.
No, I'm not. Hold on a
You enjoy
second.
yourself. Yeah. These are the
Yeah.
These are the
Yeah, no, Chris, I haven't eaten because of you. I would have gone out.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is basically I'm independent, thank God. About 20 years ago, I was very fortunate to make some investments here and in the other parts of the world. I got homes in South Africa, built 3 homes there, I got properties in the States. And because of the transition, basically selling those homes, and the income is accruing to me, and also I'll be doing some other stuff. Yeah. So basically, I mean, I'm an independent man. Thank God, and I wouldn't suffer the fate that other people have suffered in my age. I'm sure you heard about Jenkins Scott, and you heard about Honorable Dr. Joseph Manu. So.
Well, I don't want you to
Dr.
mention
Joseph
Dr.
Manu.
Manu. I think
Yeah, I have to pay. Yeah, hold on a second, okay? I'm paying for my food now, but for my own money. Okay. Yeah. No, I ordered some food from Evelyn's, and first of all, the proprietress died a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking for a place to order some food. So I was looking at like food delivery, Monrovia, and I mean Evelyn's came up. I called them and they said yes, we do deliver. Look, give them the whole money. Excuse me. Give them the whole thing. I'm giving them $20. The food is like $9, but they can take the $20. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say to you is that I'm very blessed. Yeah, I know we're doing some housekeeping today while we're talking to you.
Yes,
Typically,
of
I come
course.
to the studio.
I'm so comfortable with this one. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, typically I come to the studio and we're there, and there are no distractions. But I'm in a hotel room and I'm trying to order food, and I'm also but thank God. But look, bottom line is I'm very fortunate. I did nothing, spectacular. It's just God that has blessed me. My cancer wasn't cured because of the doctors. It was cured because of God. I'm in a good situation in my life, not because I did anything spectacular. It's because God has shown me his mercy. So I'm extremely blessed. Okay. I'm not an extraordinary human being. I've done a lot of bad things, but God just blessed me. Only 2% of the population of this country are over the age of 65, and I'm part of that 2%. So I'm indeed extremely ecstatic, grateful to God. I tell him thank you every day. I'm on my hands and my knees every day, singing hallelujah chorus to the great Jehovah for bringing me to where I am. And I'm 68 years old. I'm almost done with my second master's in urban economics, MSc Cities, at the prestigious London School of Economics. When I get my degree in a few months, that will be added income to me. Global consulting. I'm looking at the possibility of McKinsey, Brookings Institution, teaching some courses at different universities. So I have a lot of options that other people don't have. It is not because of what I've done, is because God has favored me, and thank God. Thank God so much. And thank you, Christopher. You've been there for me for the last 18 years, from Truth FM. You've seen the transition, you've seen my life, you've seen my ups and downs. And for God typically always brings me up. And I would like to thank God and thank the people of Liberia for tolerating me with all of my shortcomings, my loudness, my intolerance, my confrontational behavior. But thank God, and I want to thank everybody who's been in my life, who's done so well for me, and I just thank God. Thank God so much.
Okay. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Where were you at the weekend?
Oh, I went to Banga and Buchanan with the government delegation. I was just asked to accompany them to just basically observe what was going on, and I was recognized.
What was the intent of the trip?
Oh, the intent was to have a consultation with the people of Bong and Nimba on government priorities in terms of for them. Yeah, in terms of government priorities. What they talk about education in terms of supporting education in terms of paying some tuition fees for students in Bong County, and then they went to when they went to Nimba, it was about the Ganta Sakipia Road, and also the chiefs came there. They were talking about some decentralization, whether it would be integrated into the government payment system. So it was just a consultation with the people, and I was very much impressed that they're making this kind of consultation. So that kind of validated my newfound alliance with them. At least they're going out there, they're leaving Monrovia, and they're meeting and pressing the flesh of ordinary Liberians. And I was grateful to be part of that Minister McGill invited me, and he made a very good point. He said he wanted to basically demolish the claims of the people who said that the seditionists would not trust me, because I have been so critical of them. He wanted to let them know that he believed that my alliance with them is genuine, and I have a genuine reasons to be with them. And he wanted us to be publicly seen together, so as to let the public know that there was a new dynamics going on. And I really thank Minister McGill for that. He did an excellent job. Every single town hall meeting they went to with the chiefs, with the students, with the citizens, they recognized me. I spoke for a second at the second thing. Then of course I met Senator Prince White Johnson, who happened to be my boyhood friend, and he basically said, "Welcome to the tent." And he also indicated to me, in fact, he indicated to them that I had recommended him to be lieutenant in the Armed Forces of Liberia. So it kind of gave me some kind of credibility in terms of who I am and the role I play in Liberian politics over the last 40 years. So so we get to a good start.
Unfortunately, and I stand to be corrected. You guys remain on the pavement. That's the asphalt pavement from Monrovia all the way to Ganta, and you didn't venture into the rough roads, into where the people left. You didn't attempt to leave your comfort zone. All you did, other people believe, was a showmanship of wealth, financial wealth, to go and bluff and have wine and dine. You would have driven all the way to Sakipia into Tapita if you really wanted to know how far was this road project.
But fair enough, and I think that's a valid criticism, But the thing is, I was not involved in the planning or the execution of the trip, so I'm not going to defend the execution of where they went or where they didn't go. But all I can say to you, it was a very strong bond relationship with the people. I heard the voices of the people in the halls, and I also heard them on the radio. And I also saw the connect, and I also saw the efforts that have been made to ameliorate the problems of the people. I saw real, genuine efforts. Okay, so in terms of the execution of the trip, why they didn't go to the Tapita, I cannot provide an explanation for that because I didn't plan the trip. I really can't.
So, generally, what can we say of your own appraisal of the trip? First stop was in Banga to Ganta, and then where did you go next?
Well,
I saw a couple of flashy vehicles when I was coming from Saklipi in Ganta, and I thought if I knew you were at Jackie, I would have stopped to speak to you. But but I don't know whether. So, what was your general overview? How do you look at the trip? What did it achieve?
Okay. I think what they achieved. Okay, I can speak on basically the meetings that I was privy to in terms of the public meetings I was privy to, and also the radio program that I went on. Okay, I saw effort to listen to the people. Okay, and people call. Okay, these calls were not contrived; they came from the people. And I saw the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of and the Minister of State, okay, jotting down the problems of these people and speaking directly to the problems of these people and talk about some of the things that they plan to do to improve the overall challenges within the country. And I saw them in Ganta. I saw the chiefs and elders came in. I saw them. They spoke spiritually. They spoke very strongly. And I also saw them come to talk about trying to get the chiefs on the payroll and to provide them some logistics so that they can be effective in terms of local governance. I saw all of that. Okay. And so those are my reaction to the trip. Now, people will criticize it. They say a lot of flashy vehicles went there. You know what? I mean, that could be a valid criticism, and I'm not going to try to defend, the type of vehicles that went or where they went and all of that. But I'm just telling you that what I saw from my own narrow perspective of just being a participant, just being an observant, okay, an observer. I think it was a good interaction between the government and the people. It's a very good start. Yeah. And I think people are right. People are right. They probably need to go deeper into the towns and villages, and maybe they will do that on the next trip. But I think it was a very good start to at least going out there and pressing the flesh of the people, seeing up close what the people really want. I think it's a good start.
Yes, listen to Magdalene.
Is it counted tour?
She's asking whether it's going to be a
the thing is, I don't. You see, the thing is, Magdalene, you're asking the wrong guy whether this is a counted tour. But I just know that they went to Banga. I know they went to Ganta, and I don't know whether this is going to be a regular thing. And for their sake, I hope this is a regular thing. I think this is a great thing for the officials in government to go out on a regular basis to interact with the citizenry of the country. So, but I don't know whether this is going to be regular. But if I have anything to add or say to them, I would hope that they can do it on a regular basis, and they can make it much more local by going to the clans and going to the chiefdoms, and that'll be a good thing. So I think it's a valid criticism that they're the only one on the paved road. So maybe next time they're going to go into they're going to leave the asphalt and go meet and shake the hands of the people in the villages. Of course, absolutely.
So if nothing comes out of this trip, we see it will be a jolly trip.
Well, okay, but then you see how to listen to me, man. Because what I did say to you was that they listened to the people and they responded to what their problems were, and they said that they would solve the problems that were brought to them. And one of the examples I gave you was in terms of paying the tuition of public and high school students, public and private students in Bond County. So that was good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And I also heard them talk to the chiefs and said to the chiefs that the chiefs are asking to be inculcated into the governance system, that they wanted some salary and some logistics. And they said that the next budget year, they're going to take it to the legislature, but they're going to make that recommendation, and then it's going to be funded. And the Minister of Finance was very clear on that because the new budget year now starts from January to December, right? So this particular budget year has been done, but for the next budget year, he's 100% sure that they will be incorporated into the budget process.
Okay, so
there were tangible benefits.
Several months, few months down the line, if we should take what you told the public, is that you were among the wrong people. You were among the spoilers. You refer to your namesake, Samuel Twelve, as not fit for as Minister of Finance. If it were you, you would have kept it in an office with no windows. And you blasted up George Weah, saying sloganeering in the countryside could not help. Then here you are, Blue Samuel Jackson, who has so many followers, decided to disappoint his followers to be among those he once upon a time referred to as spoilers. Here you go, Chief.
Yeah. But great. Politics makes very strange bedfellows. What you say about the government yesterday, okay, with changing circumstances, if you look at the polar opposites or who wants to replace them, you have to make a judgment, and you have to make a judgment very early on in politics. That as bad as I believe that this government is or was, the polar opposite, those trying to replace them, are even worse. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. I'm not going to take back what I said. Everything I said, I believe it, but I see that in the second half of this first term, there appears to be some movement to do the right things. So I'm willing to take my chances with the devil that I'm dealing with in terms of governance than the angels out there, because I've spoken to those angels over the last 18 months. And what I've learned from my intensive consultations with the angels out there, they are worse than the people who are in power today. I'll give you an example. Number one. Ask Cummings, Boyka, Ure, Yombly, and Darius Dillon about the economic development strategy. Just ask him. Go to any website they have where they actually articulate the challenges of the country and they're proposing policy prescriptions to improve the lives of the people. Zero.
You're not being fair to Mr. Cummings, your friend. He has repeatedly said.
Let me finish.
Hold on, Chief.
Let me finish. Mr. Cummings.
Let me let you finish.
Mr. Cummings says, Mr. Cummings' development objective is to increase the budget to $1 billion over the period of 3 years, right? So now, if you ask him exactly how you intend to do that, give me a model of implementation. Let's look at the budget in terms of the revenues. He can't articulate that. When Mr. Cummings came on the radio on Spoon TV to talk about the COVID-19 response, when he was asked specifically what he would do differently, he could not articulate that. Mr. Joe Boyka says that when he becomes president, he will send his ministers out. He will stop his minister from traveling for 15 months for them to find out what the people want. That's not a development strategy, okay? I heard from Musa Bility, my very, very good friend, the other day, when he was asked about what exactly would the opposition do to counter the inefficiencies that is seen in the current government, he said that when they elect or nominate a standard bearer who bears the standards, then they will develop policies. I mean, I'm not going to wait till the CPP or the organized opposition come with credible policies to change the country. The gentlemen who I disagree with vehemently, they are in power. No matter how bad I believe they are, at least they are in power and they're making some conscious efforts to change the things. Of course, there are serious challenges, but at least there's a plan. But these other gentlemen on the other side, I think they're just angling for naked power. And because of that, okay, I'm completely opposed to them. And then I also have a philosophical and cultural problem with them. When I interact with them, okay, I see vestiges of the TWP pre-1980 oligarchy with a lot of influence within the Cummings organization. A lot of influence. You heard me talk about his website, not his website, his board of directors of the Cummings Foundation. The board of directors of the Cummings Foundation is strictly people with Western sounding names. There's no Yakba or Flomo on that board. Very, very disturbing. And then when you look into the history of the country, where in 1970,
so what is about name? What is about name? What is about name?
If you say name means nothing. If you have to look, you have to look at ethnic diversity.
Hold on, Chief. Hold on, Chief. Now, it's good as you say ethnic diversity, but here you are Samuel P. Jackson. The P stands for what? Polyface, right? That sounds nothing like an indigenous name.
Yeah.
So how do we judge people by their name?
Yeah, that is true. Exactly. It's very, very, very simple. So you can go to my genealogy and you can find out that both my parents are natives. Very, very easy to do that. And you can find out that my mother was a market woman and my father was a cook. You can find that very easily. But if you go to the names of those people in the Cummings board of directors, the genealogy is not native. Okay, of course they may have some linkages, but it's generally oligarchic in nature. Let's just face it. Let's not look. People want to pretend that these things don't exist. I'm not trying to pick up any wedge issue or dog whistle about the country Congo divide. But if you look at the somebody who's running to be president of the country, and he has a board of directors. And the board of directors does not reflect the rich cultural diversity and rich cultural heritage of the country, then there's something wrong with that. Something's definitely wrong. Now, I'm not saying did that.
I don't know the board of directors, so I don't want to dwell. I don't want us to dwell
but I can tell you what the names are. I will tell you what the names are. I can tell you what the names are.
Please, let's hear you.
I'll tell you what the names are. Huh?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Findlay, Todman, Dennis, Cooper, Badio.
Who Finley?
Those are the names of the board of directors.
Did I hear you say Badio?
Huh?
Did I hear you say Badio?
Well, Western name. Yeah, it's a Western name.
Badio?
Badio is a Western name. Yeah, of course.
Badio is a Gribble name.
Well, that particular Badio is Western orientation. And
once
I know that for a fact.
Once it's spelled as B-A-D-R-O, it's a Southeastern name.
Well, but let's look to the Winston Bedell. Not Badio, I'm sorry, Bedell. Please forgive me. That's not Badio, Bedell. Sorry. Bedell, sorry. It's not Badio, Bedell. Sorry. Yeah.
So
that's the
your
old
argument,
it is Bedell.
Yeah, so in your argument, you said
but you're right. Yeah. So it is Bedell.
Okay, so you are Samuel P. Jackson. You can trace your genealogy to being an indigenous parents. So what makes you think the Bedell cannot do as you are, Chief?
But because fortunately for me, I know all of the members of the board of directors and I know who their parents are. So that is indisputable. I know them and I know their parents. Every one of them on the board. I know them, I know their parents, I know their genealogy.
Okay. Yes, Magdalene wants to answer.
You still there, Christopher?
Yeah.
Go on.
Assume with our meeting, most of your followers are young people. How can you convince them? Because they have this trust issue with you. A few months ago, you were on the side, and now you are finding your way down to the ruling party. How can you convince them? Hello.
Well,
You got a quick question?
The way you convince them, yes, a very good question. The way you convince them is by comparing and contrasting the two polar opposites, the people in power versus the people out of power. And then you contrast the policies of the current government in power versus the policy prescriptions of the people on the other side. And then you look at the unity, the lack of cohesion within the CPP. Right now, the CPP is disorganized and disheveled. And I can tell you, reaching up to their convention in December, it will be manifested in the confusion that will come out of that. I mean, I'm making this prediction right now that the CPP alliance will not have a collaborating nominee that will be accepted by all parties to that, and they will splinter at the convention. I guarantee you that, because I know the inner workings of that. I know for a fact that Mr. Boyka is being pushed to either have Yombly or Mr. Ure, okay, as his vice president. And I also know that the unity partisans are all trying to push for somebody else whose name I'm not going to call, because that person, I mean, I don't have all the facts assembled yet.
You mean Unity Party other than Boyka? You mean Unity Party other than Boyka?
In terms of a vice president, the vice president.
Oh, okay.
But you see, I'm telling you now that Musa Ability and Darius Dillon, they want Yombly to be the vice presidential candidate. I know that Benedict Ure himself wants to be the vice presidential candidate. And I know that unity partisans within the collaboration of political parties want somebody else to be the vice president. So those competing,
you are predicting that there could be a crack at the December convention.
I mean, but that's the history of Liberia. If you look at MPFL, then you have IMPFL. If you look at ULIMO, you have ULIMO K, ULIMO J. So if you look at all these configurations, you know that there'll be a crash. There is no unity of purpose among them. They are not natural allies. And because they are not natural allies, and they don't have a philosophical point of view that they all are espousing, and it's only a quest for naked power. So I'm saying the quest for power is going to undermine that cohesion. Definitely and unequivocally, it's going to happen.
This is State of the Nation. It's 22 minutes up to the hour, and Samuel P. Jackson, Liberian economist who is pushing for a George Weah second term after several months of tearing the very administration apart, of doing nothing and moving beheadedly. But he said, yes, politics, you see strange bedfellows, and I agreed. In fact, that took him to Central Liberia at the weekend, and he said from the interaction, yes, it was not a showmanship. In fact, but by the way, if you were given the opportunity to speak, what did you tell the people?
Well, basically, what I would say to them is very, very simple.
Were you given the opportunity to speak?
No, I mean, and basically, it was not my place to go out there to speak. You know, it was basic. I only went as an observer. You know, Christopher, one of the things, as much as I like to talk, one of the things that I don't do when I'm around very important people and people who have a lot of power, I don't say much, especially when I'm not asked to say much. I don't give any advice when I'm not asked. So I wasn't asked to speak, and I didn't request to speak. But had I been given the opportunity to speak, I would say, yes, I was very critical of this government, but I'm looking at the polar opposites. Okay? I'm looking at the polar opposites. I'm looking at somebody say, you might not take my digital blood pressure machine. This is funny. Anyway, but that's fine. So if you, so even the blood pressure machine that I'm bringing out, it become politics now, you know. So you see how I'm thinking. So I gave you a digital blood pressure machine made by the white man. Okay. Now they tell you say you will not take the blood pressure machine because it has a politics in there. Will do something to you. Can you imagine that? So
never mind. I'll take the machine. Never mind.
Let's take it. Look, yes. And the blood pressure machine is from Clicks, South Africa. It's a South African brand. It's not from Bassa County. It's from South Africa. So anyway, Christopher, So anyway, had I been given the opportunity to speak, I would have basically said, I mean, I'm very glad to be, amongst my people, and I thank the Minister of State for inviting me and recognizing me, and I will let the people of Liberia know that I'm here to hear them, listen to the problem, and to support whatever development agenda the government has, and whatever I can do in my weak ways to support their cause as their son who came from Soniwen and whose parents came from Timber and in Riverside. I'll be more than happy to listen to them and articulate their problems to the powers that be. That's all I would have said today. Nothing else and nothing more than that.
Okay, it's time. So you're going to sit back to listen to the callers, and I demand everyone to tell me. I think it's good that you were reading the comments coming. Some people really feel let down by you, and they thought you were all in this struggle together. They believe that in the course of the people, the struggle continues. Those are you people coin worries, and nothing should have allowed to betray. Said cause to join people in quotation, who they said are looting the country. Unfortunately, yes, let's begin taking the calls. 0775144278. This caller is on. Hello. So you have 1 minute because of the volume of calls coming. You got 1 minute, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Quickly, Chris.
Yeah.
Let me say, go after to Mr. Jackson. Jackson, according to you guys sat before the Bureau Media outlet in Nima County. Question was posed there from the chief, and they said they want to include it in the budget. I want to know what people took the money from to purchase vehicle for one of the chief from Lofa County for a district to be pursued. And then, secondly, Mr. Jackson, quite recently, so many of your supporters were disappointed in you because certain time you were critical on this government. What did you see that improving the Liberian people, the level of the Liberian people that you saw with this government?
Thank you. Thank you. Let me take the next caller. Hello. 1 minute.
Thank you, Uncle Chris. And let me say thank you to your studio guest. My name is Aloysius P. Flomo Jr. joining the conversation from Lower Miami County.
Aloysius, hold on. Just hold on. Mr. Jackson, you hearing the callers?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. Let's hear you, Aloysius.
Okay, I just want to say thanks to the studio guest for his elaboration. But I have a question to this particular honorable man. He's one person that some of us been following of quite recent, flagging some of those things holding us back, especially when it comes to our economy. So what is it now that he has seen in the economy improvement that is positively impacting the life of the ordinary Liberian people that he's calling on the two-term day of President George Manuel? What are some of those changes he has observed?
Thank you. Next caller. He's taking notes. Don't worry. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, let's hear you. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris, and the studio guest there.
The men are in studio. Just let's go. Yeah, just.
Okay, my name is Domingo Do, calling from the ELWA community. Chris, our politicians these days, they just decided to make business out of we the follower. I'm very disappointed in Mr. Jackson. It's only he noticed that he has done the comparison and the contraction there. He was to wait until 2023. After that, then maybe after the convention, then he can make a decision. But for them when they grab them and get them, little things and things, then they try.
You think this man is equated to receiving little things?
Of course.
Okay, let me hear the next caller. Hold on. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Joey Tano calling from ELWA.
Tanu, let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Jackson is very amazing. Yeah. He's somebody who, when you see him talking like this, He's not after something or something is after him. So you see, we will not be prepared. Yeah, we're not be prepared.
Yeah.
You know, people like Mr. Jackson, they were in the progressive, they misled Nigeria, and Mr. Jackson is more of a problem to Nigeria than a solution. So we're not listening to him, so you can go ahead and say whatsoever you want to say.
Thank you.
You know what you want.
Thank you. Let me take next caller. Hello.
You know, good evening.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Principal Akian from District 5. Because the issue about Mr. Jackson, I've always said, it is not him that speaking the interest of the masses. 2019, when Mr. Jackson arrived in this country, he came selling cow at the horse, at which time he and CDC, he and this regime were wanting and done it. What if the information we got in the corridor was, it was promising certain governmental job. But when the government refused to give in that job, it is when it becomes so drastic on the government, and he went in America, he made 2 trips, lambasting this regime. But my question to you is, Mr. Jackson, what really has changed in this regime that did not change
Then,
at the time?
yes, okay. Then, that did not change then. Let's go. Hello? Yes.
Thank you, Prince, for the platform. My name is Joseph Kokoi, and I call you from Monrovia District. Thank you, but I'm so disappointed. You know, I wonder our politicians, what really bring them to the political platform? Is it because Party 2019 you brought a book to sell, and Party we have refused to buy that book? That is why today he has so his integrity, and what they call him? Nothing he has to tell the people. Let him just be quiet and stay where he is. Thank you.
Thank you. Books are not sold that way, my man. You know, they've got publishers who sell books, Amazon and other places. Hello?
Yeah, this is Yugi Chima from Mabel.
Yes, Yugi.
Who after Mr. Jackson? Yeah. So that's your big day.
Yeah.
Law for it.
Yeah.
No permanent fashion, no permanent enemy in politics.
Thank you.
If Mr. Jackson was an enemy of citizen yesterday, he look at the variable. He look at the offer on the table. He look at what the government is doing to what that bring people lives. He didn't change. Then you think that's a enemy?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me take the last caller. Hello. I have to read comments. Hello.
Hello, thanks.
Quickly.
Thank you, I covered the Honorable ECU, Mr. Jackson. I just really try to tell you, like, people. If something was wrong with our president yesterday, why couldn't sit quietly and support the government for the government to go forward? So we're not fighting our president, and to be coming and telling us that the government power now is the best government. And let me be very friend, but today, you guys embarrassed me a lot. Let me be very frank.
Thank you.
What children will take me to work that for the country today? I want to do.
Thank you. Lastly, this caller is on. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Lastly.
Thank you. My name is Mo Esther, and I call you from District 4, and let me say good afternoon to my sister Madeline and our kids.
All that time in 1 minute going on, brother.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Let me say thank you. I want to do follow on our guests. Some of you are following, but I'm so much disappointed in what he said. We support them, but now he come to let us down. But we say thank you to all CDC, but we will not be convinced. We'll follow our CPP, and you just go alone.
Okay, thank you so much. We're not taking calls. Let me read a few messages coming in from our online viewers. Here we are, Justin Molloway. Okay, so let me give this. I'm not going to be reading where you're watching from. This now request could speak and make contribution on the stuff. And Julius Smith, well, let's go to crack Samela. No, I'm not going to do all these things, man. Rebecca Moore, Samuel Jackson is very divisive. No space for him in modern Liberia. Shame. Lincoln Toba of Mali, watching from Bamako, Mali. Johnson is not a native name. What is the point? How can he differentiate himself from the board of directors on Cummins' platform? Rebecca Moore once again. Okay, Lincoln Toba, Bamako once again. Mr. Jackson is a floater which can be carried away by the winds. He's not reliable. Please ask him, how did he contribute to the economy in terms of counseling during the economic crisis? Rebecca J. Moore, the woman who said I should reject the blood pressure machine. Seriously, Mr. Jackson. And she said, Chris, you are my in-law. You marry a Nimba woman. By the way, Rebecca, that marriage didn't last. Don't take Sam Jackson digital blood pressure machine, period. I'm sorry to tell you that our marriage did not last. Thanks, Brother Chris, for your direct question, Lincoln Toba. And this one, I think somebody said, okay, let me read the last one so that, how can we call from outside of the country? Don't worry, tomorrow, this is a test broadcast on the new equipment acquired or procured by the CEO. What a complete waste of time and energy, especially listening to such an individual like Samuel Jackson. He misled the regime of Samuel Doe in the 1980s, just before our Civil War. This man has committed economic crime in our country since 40 years ago. Rebecca J. Moore, integrity matter. Jethro Emmanuel Kola, Samuel Jackson is becoming a higher gun. He shouldn't be taken seriously. Field intervention coming from. So, Samir.
Yeah, but
you are in serious trouble. You're trying to make someone talk.
Trouble.
No,
listen.
I come in, Chief. Just listen to me. I come in. Once upon a time, this was a populist government. Came to power by the will of the people, overwhelming. We made way. See the number of people, except for Yogi King, a blind seditious who sees nothing with CDC-led government, is the only one standing. 40 to 52 comments, Chief. You are in trouble.
Okay, but no, great. Let me explain something to you.
Let's hear you.
The Georgia government. Can you hear me? When I was criticizing the Georgia government.
Okay, yes, let's hear you.
Yeah. When I was criticizing the Georgia government, right?
They say you were there.
The CPP, they were so happy. They were praising me. I'm the best economist in Liberia. I'm a great man. I put my pants on a different way than other men. I'm the greatest man in the whole world. I understand that. So now since I'm saying I'm supporting Georgia for 2023, the CPP will say, St. Jackson got cancer in his brain. St. Jackson sick. St. Jackson not good man. St. Jackson stupid. St. Jackson destroy the country. So I understand all of that. That is Liberian politics. Okay? But let me tell you something. The reason why I have longevity in the politics of this country, I have longevity because whatever I believe, I don't put my finger in my mouth and look and say which way the wind is blowing to see for me to go. Okay? So I'm a leader. They will eventually follow me. I'm not a follower. I'm a person that in 1980 we brought down the oligarchy, right? In 2005, we elected the first female president. In the second round of 2017, when all my friends that were going to Joseph Boakai, I supported George Weah. I'm coming back to George Weah because there are some cultural and some weird issues involved in this election.
Before supporting Boakai, you supported, George Weah, you supported Bernard Uri.
No, I didn't support Boakai. I supported Bernard in the first round. And when Bernard didn't win, when he lost ignominiously, but he won under 23,000 votes in the entire country, I switched to George Weah, and George Weah won. And I came, and what I did, I contributed my expertise to the George Weah government. We had the National Economic Dialogue. My frustrations with them was they did not implement the 70 recommendations, and I saw them veering off course, right? So then I decided to go ahead and say, let me go try the other people on the other side. The Comiso, the Boka, the Yombli, the Telo, the many offices. I swear to God. I was very surprised and shocked that I thought it would be a veritable organized opposition that would be articulating policies and going really out there, and shaping public opinion based upon the things they will be doing. It is just now that Comey's talking about even appointing somebody as economic advisor. This is as economic advisor to articulate economic policies for him. Okay? They don't have a health and social welfare policy. They don't have an agricultural policy. They are not there's no think tank. People to write policy reports. Zero. So how can I join with people like that? And you say you want power, you don't even have a shadow government. If communists were to become president today, look at the people around him. Who would be his finance minister? Who would be a health and social welfare minister? Who would be his defense minister? Look at the Joe Boka configuration. The United Party people that my friend Mo Ali and Stephen Johnson, who ran the government for 12 years, and didn't want to come back to power. That report that will come out of power 12 years, they had $10 billion in support from the international system, and they gave out 66 out of 68 fraudulent or fraud concession agreements. People that brought 88 megawatts of
state government, right? You provided consultancy to the government.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
So you can't detach yourself from the mess of the past.
No, I can't. No, of course I can. I can't. Because let me tell you what a consultant does. And let me remind you what a consultant does. A consultant advises. It's like you can take the horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink.
No, but some of those pieces of advice were ill advised.
Which piece of advice I gave them? I'm going to donate my fast to the University of Liberia. Christopher Salih, if they take my advice in the country, it will be the best country on the planet. I can tell you. For 40 years. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you. Because I'm a radical economist. I don't believe in neoliberal economic development. I believe in the interest of Liberian economic empowerment. If I were running this government right now, I won't grant any more iron ore concessions. I will put all the iron ore in one pot, and I will securitize it and go and get about $10 billion. I will have export proceeds surrender. You get $700 million worth of export, and you don't have that reflected in your banking system. You don't bring the money back. The money stays out there, and you got people in the hotel. And you got receptionists, Filipino receptionists, and you got Filipino people selling pastry in the hotel here. You think they listen to me? Or they think we're happy? I beg you.
Where you are?
Because let me tell you
where you are.
Where I am? Yeah, the receptionist is Filipino. Yes. And they put out selling pastry, bread into the pastry shop. The Filipinos. Yeah. If you go to all of these, shops around here, you have Indian people counting money. I went to buy keke the other day. The Indian were counting the money. The Indian mail writing the receipt. All the kind of thing. You think if they take my advice, the all black will give it to ourselves. Okay, everything will be strictly for Liberians. But they will not take my advice. You know why? Because the neoliberal economic development paradigm that been running this country for 174 years, that has brought us to where we are, I'm radically opposed to that. You saw me fight El Nito. They didn't put one shovel in the ground. They got $120 million. So when I see people talking about St. Jackson may give me run advice, they haven't taken any of St. Jackson advice. Not one of St. Jackson advice has been taken. You think only 5% of the properties in this town here pay taxes, real estate taxes. I will confiscate all the properties, all the things that they don't pay taxes, and I will auction them and get new owners who will pay the taxes. You think I will play with these people in this country? Yeah? The people receive almost $1 billion in rental and lease income in this country when Ome were here.
But apparently, your friends, your new friends will not listen to you with this kind of radical approach. And so you said, so upcoming chief, their inability to listen to you, you got fed up and said, well, let me join the party to spoil the whole thing up.
No, but wait, listen to me very carefully. They will not take those radical, life-changing things, right? Because of the nature of the geopolitics, they will not take those radical kind of things. But the small things, for example, like youth unemployment, okay? I think they will accept my idea for youth unemployment. I think they will accept my idea to support the market women in terms of some kind of a loan scheme. I think they will take my advice in terms of a health and welfare, social welfare policy that would address the issues to rehabilitate the Zogos. Those are the kind of things I think that they will accept. But the other radical ones there, it'll be difficult for any government that comes in Liberia to accept those because they're afraid of the international system, the IMF and the World Bank. Christopher Sally, if they listen to me, since for 1980, there will be a totally different country. You will not have one person, okay, a white person selling tomato paste in this country. In Ghana, when you go to Ghana, you are not allowed to open a retail business unless you are Ghanaian or you bring in $300,000 and you employ 10 Ghanaians. That can't happen in Liberia here because Liberia was scared to offend the international system. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm a radical left of center progressive. What I believe in will never be implemented in this country. Never, because the people are afraid. And that's why we remain poor, because we don't seek our own better interest. Let me recommend a book to my listeners. It's called Taking Away the Ladder. All of the economic development strategies that were taken by the industrial West at the stage of their development, okay, like imposing tariff, okay, to support infant industries, to provide subsidies to cotton farmers, to do things to not allow certain businesses to be run by foreigners. They did all those at a certain level, on certain stage in their development. But they don't want us to do it now because they have something called the WTO, the World Trade Organization, where there has to be a free flow of capital across borders. So no restrictions on foreign direct investments coming in small cap industries. But guess what? 124 countries in the world still today impose restrictions on foreign direct investments. I cannot own a newspaper or TV in America. I cannot drive a taxi in Mexico City. But who driving all the kekes and the pimpins in Liberia here? Foreigners.
Okay, so I see. Yeah, I'm so sorry that your radical approach can be listened to, but so you join the party and say, well, friends, they're not listening. But this is what Mema Colley said. Liberians want their 174 years problem to be solved in 3 years, even when they are not making any effort to change it. How funny does this sound? And then Rebecca Moore is still on your back. He wants to become central bank governor. Is that true?
But at 68 years or 2 more years or 70, Christopher Sally, Ellen Sally was my friend. We used to eat in the same bowl. I worked for her. So who happens to be a distant relative of mine who not that close. And at my age, I'm 68 years old. In my last 2-3 months at LSE, where I can go make hundreds of thousands of dollars as a global consultant, then I will go say the central bank to do what? To do what there? So all the traveling and good life I like. All the traveling and good life I like. I will go leave it and go stand up behind some kind of desk in Monrovia and take 2 hours to drive from my house in Painesville every day to come to work. That's some kind of stupid man. That's second business they're talking. At 68 years old, you shouldn't be working any place. You should be providing jobs and opportunities for people.
Do you have any regret? Finally, do you have any regret for letting your people down? Those who really believe in you, your change of political stuff.
They will get away. They will get away. They will get away. Yeah, they will get away.
It's like this thing, no turning back for you.
No, but let me
no
tell you
turning back
something.
for you.
But they will come to me. They will come to trust me. My man, let me tell you something. All my life, okay, I've been preaching in politics. I don't see way in advance. When all of y'all were supporting, not y'all now. People, oh, let Chucky come. The war will come in. Everybody will let Chucky come. I was against the war. You know? Okay? And when Lord and Model were trying to push out Taylor, I said, these boys are going to criminals.
You started to work for Taylor.
Yeah, but because Taylor called me and begged me and said, my man, they gave me help. I have sanctions. Come and help me. And I come and take me late to help me to get a orderly transition. And that's what we did with the Accra Comprehensive Peace Agreement. And after that, did I take a job in the government? This was a criminal government that came to power with Judy Bryant and Otto Ropes and from a Lord and Model. Did I take a job? They looted the system. They stole us for 2 years in exchange for peace. We get in that. Okay? Me, I never worked for no government since Charles Taylor left. That is the record. You can have a simple-minded man to just go look for government job to say yes sir. When the president laugh, you laugh. And the president wake up, you wake up.
Time has caught up with us. Magdalene, we ask the last question.
So with all you said, I think you can stand independently and support all of these policies instead of supporting the this ruling party for the second term. These are all brilliant ideas. You are actually disappointing a lot of people. Too many people are so disappointed in you, especially the young people. You are serving as a mentor to so many young people.
Okay, Magdalene, ready now for you.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. Christopher, let me tell you something. I don't back down from nothing. I'm not afraid of nothing. And I live my life based upon my own conscience. I'm probably the most abused man on Facebook. You know that. They cost me. They say I got cancer. My cancer will kill me.
I jealous you for your tolerance.
Before that, I beg you. When I was on CDC, back, the CDCs were causing me too. They used to have a thing there, St. Johnson, Arab, rest in peace, all the thing there. I beg you. What did they cost me? But look, that is the nature of Liberian politics. If you mind the smell of the fish in the market, you know, you will not go there. So me, I have said that I'm supporting George Weah because for me, there's a cultural issue. The neocons and the oligarchies from pre-1980 Liberia, they want to ascend back to power. They want to remove these young men from Gibraltar because they feel that if they're not in power, Liberia cannot go anywhere. They're calling, for example, Christopher, they're calling for a World and Economic Crime Court. And they want to extract Prince Johnson from the equation. Prince Johnson supported Ellen Sirleaf during the two terms. And you didn't see Alan White and the other people there with the what they call it, the Manisky people there they're trying to come together to remove Prince Johnson from the political equation. But because this little boy from Gibraltar now, who is not part of the oligarchy and from their elite group, why they didn't bring the World Crime Court on the alley?
My man, we are done with what you call oligarchy or indigenous.
No, they're not done yet. It's not done yet.
No, we're done with it.
It's not done. It is the thinking. It is the thinking. The pre-19 oligarchy who financed Kuangpa, who financed the 1980 war, who financed Lord and Model.
In your word, this man from Gibraltar, Gibraltar policy is in fact claiming down how on the very indigenous that you think you are promoting.
But put it to you this way.
So let's leave the divide.
No, it's not a divide that I'm bringing up. It's a divide that exists historically. It is a divide that they try to put into the political equation every single time. What was when Ellie was in power? Did you see them go to the U.S. Congress and call a hearing on things that were happening in Liberia? Even though there was the most corrupt government, even though that they needed to, they ignored the recommendation of the TRC, they did all those things. Of course, the Ellie government was the most corrupt government in the history of the country. Absolutely, and John Malu said that. John Malu said that. And it was validated. It was validated by the dismemberment of NOCAL. It was validated by the 66 or the 68 concession agreements that were fraudulent, and was validated by the printing of the $16 billion. All of those things were very, very injurious to the economy of this country. Very injurious. And you know that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Samuel Boniface Jackson, Liberian economist, the man who is pushing for a second term for a CDC-led government. Had a wonderful time, Central Liberia.
Thank you very much.
But again,
well, listen, don't listen to that old man. Can't get your.
I come from my machine.
Yeah, yeah, don't mind her.
I come from my machine. Yeah. I come from a machine. That one part, me and they would not together. Say on that one. I come from a machine.
But you mind it?
Don't know what can happen to me. The only thing I'll refuse if I come there, you tell me say you're late. You have the balancing from Banga. You give it to me, I will not take it. Except you
but when
go to the bank.
Begin. Wait. Look, let me show you something here. You see these things where okay, I will show you the back of it, okay? You see these things here, these are credit cards.
Yeah, that's
I got so many of them. I got so many things. You see the one here?
There are 3 now.
You see all the one here, the plenty of.
I'm 4.
Okay.
I'm 5.
So this is how I've been living all my life. Okay, my debit and my
you get money.
card. You see here?
You get money on everything.
You see here,
right?
I got 7 in my pocket.
You got money on all.
What?
You get money. All
well,
active.
let's put it this way. Try me. One year, it been valid since 1975. Okay, I will show you. You see here. I won't show you the number, but it been since 1975. Okay, you see, since 1975. You see here, since 1975.
Yeah.
That card is older than me 1 year.
So before we can leave you,
that card 1 year.
Yeah. So before we can leave you, I want to know your contribution toward the COVID.
Me? My contribution is to wear my mask. Wear my mask, okay, and be a responsible citizen and wash my hands.
Okay. Thank you. So Rebecca,
that's my only obligation I have.
Rebecca Moore gives you a farewell. Say if you can't say anything good about somebody, just shut up. So that's it. And it is from Lucky Duby. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. I appreciate, at the dying minute of this production for this edition, I call you up, you say, oh, yes, good. I'm waiting. Once it's video link, enjoy yourself in your hotel apartment.
But because, Christopher, I'm not working for nobody. I don't have to go anywhere to go work for somebody together to go punch the clock. Okay?
My mobile money account is active. Yeah? My mobile money account is active. Like you days.
Oh, yeah, but no problem. But Christopher, but you know what's up. You know what's up.
Don't bring some of that money from Bangao. You said I will refuse it. Let me tell you now.
Well, okay, but what I will do is I will send same wave right now from my account in America, so you will know it come from America. Right now.
Yeah.
But right now, I will send it right now, and then you will tell the people that are sending from America.
Yes, tomorrow I will come. I'll come here and announce that you send it from America. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll be playing also a young Liberian who wrote a very nice piece and posted it on social media and titled it "The Stolen Revolution." He's Joe Stano in the office of Representative Jimmy Smith. He's a seditious and wrote a nice piece, posted it titled "The Stolen Revolution." You're going to expand on it tomorrow on State of the Nation. Magdalene, thank you so much for your support. We leave tomorrow. Bobby.
Nothing.
Thank you. That's how we go. Sam Porter Jolo. Thank you, Jolo. Thank you so much for this test run on what we are expected to do. If you catch us in Harper, you catch us in by way of radio, that is, in Grand Cru and some part of Grand Gilet, entirely into Cote d'Ivoire. We came to you on 96.9 Truth FM, Saclay-Pied, Niba County, Peter Tobe, and the folks. Thanks so much. That's how we go home on this edition of State of the Nation. Thanks to the director of radio for giving additional 15 minutes Good night.